Really. It depends. Button. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to be talking about direct mail marketing today. Can you believe it? Yeah, I know. It's too hard to imagine. Okay, well, let's get over to the news. And this is a series from Coke from Amy Houston, who pointed it out. She liked it. And I had the minute and a half version, which I was going to cut down, but they, good old Coke, have a 30-second version. So here it comes. This is a bored art student looking around an art gallery. Let's set the stage, and here we go. Coke, and all of a sudden he's inspired. The art teacher says, yeah, good, all right, Coca-Cola. Yeah, the 30-second version is a little more palatable, as they might say. But anyway, it gets what's fun about the minute and a half version is that as the Coke bottle goes into each art masterpiece, and the style of art changes as the bottle goes from work to work, and that is fun, I admit. And so if we look at the PDF, let's see what happens. PDF, and here's Amy Houston's article about it. I added this in myself, which is my favorite piece of the whole commercial, which was The Scream by Van Gogh, I believe. And so it's we're excited to connect with, let's see, yeah, they did the shipwreck, the scream, the bedroom, the girl with the pearl earring, of course. I hope that came out okay. There were those terrorists who, I think they tried to damage the girl with the pearl earring, one of my very favorites of all time. The spot uses a mixture of illustration and animation techniques to weave through the different styles of each piece of art. That's the part I like the best. Okay. Now, the other day in the mail, my OnWisconsin magazine came. And yesterday I saw this post on LinkedIn, and I was impressed. I was impressed that they connected the dots. So here's my magazine. Right? Here's my magazine, and beautiful, 4-color, lots of pages. But I never read these. Class of 76, class of 85. And I never read them, but I read the PDF, and I found out in the PDF that there's a new kind of helmet designed by UW. And also, Miss Wisconsin down here was the first, what she got? She became the first nuclear engineer to compete in Miss America pageant, and the first to win. So apparently she won the Miss America pageant. Way to go. And she's a nuclear engineer. Sometimes those beauty pageants, what a cool thing, huh? I think it is, I have 3 daughters, and it's not the same, It's not just how you look in a gown or whatever. It's all the way to, are you a nuclear engineer? Are you going to go solve, pollution in the world? But anyway, so there's a link here that takes you to the magazine. I'm not going to do that because I already have the magazine here. Here's the magazine, and this issue is about the future. And so it was really fun to look through it and connect the dots. I was expecting that either on the front cover, no, or the back cover, there is a QR code, but that is to celebrate the Day of the Badger, whatever the heck that is. I don't know what that is, March 28th and 29th, so I'm going to have to find out about that. But I was hoping for a QR code in here in the address box someplace. There's a little bit of room. I think. I'm not sure. I think there's room. We're looking over here. I don't know. You know, you postal people can tell me if we could have put a QR code in there that would take me right to the PDF, because they don't have a QR code for the PDF. They got this vision and they got other stuff. So they definitely need that. So I'll reach out to the creators of that and see what they got to say. Now, I went too fast again. See, why does he do that? Well, it's Lent, so we don't get to eat meat, and I have special permission to eat eggs. And they give me heartburn and I cough. Sorry, that's what happens when you're old. Okay, so Lisa Marazio, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Marazio Smith, Lisa Smith, from ANA, who was for years with DMA, and we worked together on several presentations at conferences, and she also invited me to be an echo judge for the last year of the echoes. I put him under. And so, anyway, I was very honored to work with Lisa on that. And it was a lot of fun. And I saw direct marketing around the world, which is neat. So anyway, I was really impressed with this. She sent me this ANA response report. And the best way I found to view this was to type space mail. I have to do all caps, mail space, so that I could not find email stuff. Okay, and so I found, oh brother, but it's a little hard to read this stuff because it's hard to read. I had it on full screen. I wonder if I can do full screen. Not 100% sure. Because I can't read this at all. Let me see what happens. Okay. I have to do it so I can read it. The media types covered in this report include email, direct mail, paid search, digital display, social media, and SMS. Okay. Mail ranks second in usage for B2C campaigns. Okay, up here. At least half of this study's participants plan to increase their use of email, direct mail, social media advertising, and digital over the next 12 months, which is interesting considering that the ad agency world is talking about the direct mail going downhill. Okay, so let's see. And I can just click through the mail. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't think you can see it. See if it looks like you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. You can see me clicking through the mail. But I'm going to do it anyway. So here, media usage in campaigns by campaign type. Direct mail was second, except for social media in B2B, which is really kind of surprising. Oh, I guess I would rank them like third after social media, right? Where people don't know the fraud that's being foisted on them. Usage of most media is down from last year's study, with only direct mail and SMS showing slight increases. So direct mail is increasing, believe it or not. Okay, now we'll click down some more. Okay. There's a whole, okay, so ROI, here's a good slide. Direct mail, ROI of campaigns by medium. Direct mail showed 43% average return on investment. The type was prospect lists. A return on investment for prospect lists is wonderful, amazing, okay? And if you haven't ever used direct mail, give us a call at WDMA or John at WDMA.org, and we can help you get started. There's a lot of good agencies if you need creative. There's still list brokers around that can help you with lists. But anyway, there's a note. The ROI data in the current study is significantly lower than in the past studies, due largely to the use of a more rigorous method to remove outliers in the data. way to go. I'm impressed. I thought when the DMA sort of went to data and marketing that was the end of them. And not too long thereafter, they of course sold out to ANA, and I thought that was even more the end of them. But I got to give it to ANA. They've done a great job. Okay, so here's some highlights from the Chapter 6 direct mail section. For respondents who track direct mail response rates, 2/3 use, and we can get to a graph. There's a chart for this excellent chart. Let's go into the charts. Okay, so what are the tracking, online tracking, direct mail tracking methods? Online tracking, it means when you get to the website, hopefully there's some way, there's a landing page or something that can track it back to the mailing, or a QR code or something. Here's a QR code or coupon. These are a little bit vague, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. The primary purpose of mail is to make a direct sale, and that, there's a lot of people talking. Most of the people I read talking about mail say that it's about lead generation, but it's very difficult unless you have a really big average order size to make that work. Okay, engage customers. This is primarily B2B. Says just engage and generate leads. This is also primarily B2B, engage prospects. But the consumer people want to make a sale if they can. Okay, brand awareness, other person. You can do a lot of things with mail. And here it splits out the B2B. So make a sale is most entirely B2C. B2C means to consumer. B2B means to business. Okay, and you can see that business is the main driver to engage with customers, okay, and generate leads is split. Interesting. Okay. Direct mail use types. Most mailers have a mix of house and prospect lists. Makes sense. A lot of the catalogers, they focus more on the house file, which is a shame, or the buyer file. Because when you prospect with mail, you get about a 4-time better customer out of the deal with a 4-time better lifetime value than when you acquire them digitally, because the digital people are shoppers and they don't think of you as a brand. Okay, direct mail list types by campaign type. 50% is the split, and we already kind of covered that. Direct mail formats to house list. This was interesting. We got into the formats. So a postcard was the clear winner. Most people try using postcards. I highly recommend, my daughter, with a big B2B association, she was mailing into South America, and I said, have you ever tested a letter size envelope? And she said no. I said, I highly recommend you do. And she didn't do it, it was a small count, so she didn't do it as rigorously as I might have suggested. But the letter size envelope pulled 4 times the response rate in a follow-up mailing, which usually has a lower response rate. So, definitely want to test against the postcard, because oftentimes you can beat it with other materials. Dimensional is especially good in B2B. Somebody mentioned that in yesterday's pollution campaign, we'll call it that. I encourage you to watch the first minute or two of yesterday's show. But David Foley said, that he had actually come across mailings that put a condom in the envelope to make it dimensional, make it lumpy, and arouse curiosity and get the letter opened. Okay. And here's more information by campaign type. Here's direct mail formats to prospect lists. A lot of times we worry about the costs, and so postcard wins again. Letter is second. Catalog actually was higher. Lisa did comment after she sent me. She said this was my Christmas present for the year. But I think this report, you either have to be a member or it's like thousands of dollars. So it was very kind of Lisa to let me talk about it. I appreciate that a lot, Lisa. But anyway, she said that the response to this section even though people say there's a good return on investment, the mailers are underrepresented because they don't. I don't know. Is it that are they underrepresented, Lisa? Are they underrepresented by because of the size of um, or the number of mailers? Hey, Vinny, yeah, nice to see you on live. I haven't seen you do that before. That's excellent. And I hope you're getting some good material today. Anyway, are there still mailers in the ANA? Because it's Association of National Advertisers. It should be mail, but it's never been, right? It was always big brands and stuff, like the Coca-Cola stuff. So I'll reach out to Lisa, and maybe she's going to be watching. She watches regularly, but not always live. And I did send her a note saying I'd be covering it. One of the things I did like about this was prospects who get mailed a catalog. It was just under $1 a piece, which is what I always kind of as a benchmark, and I've been using it for years. And I'm impressed with the U.S. Postal Service that they keep it around $1. In spite of the postal increases, it's probably really more the printing industry that's kept that working. But there are some specials and discounts if you use a QR code or if you use other personalization and printing techniques and stuff. So anyway, the story from the ANA is, I think, a pretty positive one. Mail budgets are increasing. Did we hit that one? It was a really good article. No, that was way in the beginning. Okay, that was way in the beginning. Medium usage. Here's direct mail down here, not very far. But there was one about budgets. I'm going to have to make this big again. Make this big. There was one about budgets that I wanted. Here, projected change. We'll conclude with this. Projected change in media usage in the next 12 months. Direct mail was going up. Okay. Of all the media types covered let's see. Over the next 3 quarters of this study's participants plan to increase the use of paid search over the next 12 months. At least half plan to increase their use of direct mail, social media, etc. So, anyway, direct mail is up. Now, it may not be up as much as paid search. I highly recommend that you talk with me about it if you're one of these, because though your budget may be going up, you may not get the effect that you've been getting, but you will here, because the mailbox is relatively untapped. Okay, so with that, I'll say goodbye. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Oh, there's David Foley. Would you ask Lisa if she would let me use some of the stats from this report in my book? Yeah, sure. Of course we will. And I got some really good stuff for you also, David. And so we'll talk. Anyway, bye-bye.